that on my image.
Okay. So how did that happen to you?
Glass.
Glass? Where?
I was shot in both of my feet, and I had to get surgery to get the taken out, get the bullets taken out. And it was super scary.
In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody.
Now what's the word, Captain? I think I caught you lacking. Down 9 more layers that this hell's packing.
And straight like that, we back. How everybody doing out there in the world? Hope everybody doing well, doing swell. As for me, myself, and I can't complain, man. If I did, no one want to hear it anyways, you dig? So we back in the building, man. And today we gonna talk about some things, a touchy little situation, especially if you look at the online comments, man. It's a lot of people in one camp, it's a lot of people in the other camp. But the information I've seen to come across here lately, man, especially with the video that came out today, it's got me interested. Now, this case, I was gonna look into this case a couple months ago. You know what I mean? I had a couple videos lined up to go and put together something, and other things came in the way and got into place, so I never came out with the episode. It was on the back burner. But I saw a video today that has piqued my interest, you dig? And so what we're talking about is a one Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. Now, we all know about that situation here a couple years ago at a pool party at one of the Jenner twins.
Like I'm lying. Oh, she stepped on glass. She never got shot. I'm the one who said I stepped on glass. I was lying to protect all of us. I was lying to protect all of us. I was lying to protect all of us.
I ain't get cut by no glass, man. I ain't get cut by no glass.
Ever said she got shot. Nobody has ever said she got shot. Not TMZ, not the police report at this point. Nothing is saying that she got shot.
You think I'm about to tell the police that we, niggas, us black people, got a gun in the car? You want me to tell the laws that we got a gun in the car so they can shoot all of us up?
I'm trying to protect this black man. My love, nobody ever reported that you got shot but you. So how are you trying to protect me?
Residents, the story goes that Megan, Kelsey, her best friend, Tory Lanez, all attended the party. From what I'm understanding, the story I got is that Tory was flirting with the Jenner chick, trying to hit her. You dig what I'm saying, bro, on the street. And at the same time, he was steadily hitting Kelsey. Kelsey found out that Megan had gave him some pussy. And then the freckles jumps off because he in here trying to get one of the Jenner girls. Why? Like he just doing too much pimping in the palace. You understand what I'm saying? Little short Tour turned up by him. But Tour make good music, so he might have had him going, turned up. You know what I mean? So this is how it jumps off. And apparently, I'm guessing, if I got to put this together in my head, because I'm like, well, damn, how does Kelsey and Meg end up into it? But I can imagine Kelsey noticing that Meg is upset. Man, damn, Rich, what you mad for? Why you mad at him? I guess, yeah, you my friend, and you see he's trying to go with another chick, but you seem a little overly upset. You seem personally invested in this situation. I imagine that's how the feelings got crossed up, and she started to understand what went on with them. You dig what I mean? And so they jump off, they get into it, and apparently, Megan ain't just shaking ass, she throwing hands too. You dig? And they say Megan put them hands on her, and in trying to get her get back, Megan said, I'm just finna, Kelsey said, I'm just finna lick a shot. You hear me? So say Kelsey pull out her pistol and commence to get the shoot. Now, we're going to let the lawyer lay out exactly how many shots, what shots and all that. We got a couple videos to get into, but, it's an interesting layout as you look at this thing, man, because bruh is serving 10 years. You dig what I'm saying? Been in there a handful of years at this point and, got stabbed up a little while ago, 14 stab wounds, bloody body. Tory Lanez we saw. Now, I don't know that that was a publicity stunt to try and get him out of there early. You know, apparently the guy that, it's a lot of funny stuff behind that. We won't even go into all that. But what we will do is jump into these videos real quick, man. We're going to go back to when this thing started, and we're going to see some footage from outside the actual event, the actual interaction, and we're going to go on down the line and get to what actually came out today. All right, so in that video, that's a video of the LAPD body cam footage on a vehicle. What is purported to be Megan Thee Stallion getting out the passenger side of the vehicle. Now, what you may not see, and I'm going to show you in these two slow down clips, is what happens as she's stepping out of the vehicle. And so there you can see Megan stepping out of the vehicle. Right foot looks to be foul. I can't tell which foot. Right, well, yeah, it looks to be right foot first. You see a bottle drop and hit the ground and break, right? And you see Meg step out onto the glass. That's what these clips are getting to show you back and forth. And, you know, you listen to Meg. Meg says that in that clip, she says she was shot in not one, but both feet, right? So now let's go back to shortly after she gets out of this vehicle. LAPD is pulled out of the vehicle. They now have her sitting down on the curb.
Ma'am, do you think we're gonna go to jail?
What's that?
Do you think we're gonna go to jail?
I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. As long as you guys cooperate with us and you guys tell us what happened, we'll go accordingly, okay? But if you guys are not telling us, if you guys are, you know, then I don't think...
I really cannot go to jail.
Okay.
I cannot have that on my image.
Okay. So how did that happen to you? Glass? Where?
Now, in that video, Megan Thee Stallion sitting down on the curb. First question to the officer is, do you think we are going to jail? Now, I would like to note a couple of things right now in this instance, in this video we're watching. First of all, if you had just been shot, you're going to the hospital, ma'am. That should have been your first question. You know, I'm not hearing an ambulance, you know. I'm not hearing any screaming of pain. I don't know how many of you all been shot out there before. Me personally, I have not. Hey, real quick, everybody, for those of you that are on this YouTube journey like myself, man, I know that one of our big struggles in this thing are our thumbnails. You know what I mean? There's a couple parameters that you need to score high in order to get your material seen by the maximum amount of individuals, you understand? And the thumbnails are a very vital part of it. And so with that said, I would like to offer you an alternative, a tool, in fact, that will allow you to generate images. It'll allow you to face swap. There's all type of precise editing tools available for you within the program. One of my favorite things is that it allows you to plug your thumbnail in, have it graded in 5 different areas. You can, from that point, you can go forward with your idea, or you can choose to have an upgraded version produced by the software. You dig what I'm saying? And in order to do that, go into the link below this video, right? Type in straight like that as your promo code, get yourself 20% off, and be on the way to getting some better thumbnails. And away we go, back to this content. But I can assure you that if you are shot in your foot, I'll tell you this from being in the medical profession, foot pain is some of the most excruciating pain. Foot pain is some of the most unavoidable pain, because you use your feet with everything unless you're just gonna lay with your legs in the air. You dig what I'm saying? So you get shot in your foot, such a sensitive area, you're gonna be screaming, bro. And not to say, like men are stronger than women and no misogynistic shit. A female, a girl, she gonna be screaming high heaven, crying like a son bitch. You dig what I'm saying? You look at Megan. Megan is chilling. She's more concerned about going to jail and ruining her image than she is about repairing her feet. And then at the end, the lady asked her, well, how did that happen to you, Stallion ma'am? Stallion ma'am says, glass. Now, you could say, if we just gonna try and give benefits of the doubt out here, you could say, well, she's concerned about going to jail and protecting her image, and maybe at that particular point, keeping people out of jail, Kelsey and maybe Torey also. And so instead of saying she got shot, implicating that it's a gun somewhere, somebody got a gun, and she said she stepped on glass to try to, clean up the situation. You could give her that benefit of the doubt. But as things played out, and you see the way it played out, and eventually what her story turned into, it's like, I don't know if I can give that benefit of the doubt. And so now we have another video from a couple of officers talking, and let's see what they had to say.
Sarge, is this one in custody, or is she not? She's in custody.
Right now, she's in custody.
Okay.
Because she's not a victim of a shooting, but she's in a car that did a shooting, right? So, yeah.
Sarge, is this one in custody, or is she not? She's in custody.
Right now, she's in custody.
Okay.
Because she's not a victim of a shooting, but she's in a car that did a shooting, right? So, yeah.
All right. In that video, you hear the, I don't like how she said this one. You dig what I'm saying? She could have said a young lady, whatever. But let's not go off on a tangent, man. She says, is this one in custody? Male officer says, yes, for right now, she is. She's not the victim of a shooting, but she was in a car that witnessed the shooting or did do the shooting. It's one of the two, he said. But he clearly said that she's not a victim of the shooting. Megan says she stepped on glass. We hear that, right? Okay. You fast forward to the trial. I didn't keep up with the trial. We're not going to go that deep into the trial, and the transcripts and videos all like that, man. Those are easily to be looked up. And now if this thing continues to wind down the road that it looks like it is, then I'll come back later on with a video covering all that, because it'll be a major topic out here. Today, we have a person that, being the profession that he's in, the reputation that he is due to uphold, you tend to err on the side of truth when they come out and make statements like this.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Miss Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Miss Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. The passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night. And yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson, even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense?
All right, man. So you see that. Kelsey's bodyguard has apparently come forward and told this lawyer that, Kelsey fired 3 shots. Torey went to grab her arm, pushed the gun down. The gun went off 2 more times, presumably being the 2 shots that hit her in the feet, the foot, what have you. Now, it begs the question. We're going to split this thing down the middle because, I wasn't there. The evidence seems to say a certain thing, and I heard some talk that Torey is actually in prison for being a felon around a firearm. And, he's got a appeal. He put an appeal in last year. It was denied. He's got another one in right here at the top of 2026. And for the amount of time that he's been in, if he were to get out on appeal, it will resemble, when you're on probation, you got like 5 years hanging over your head. And so for him to be a felon, caught around a gun, and he pretty much served about 5 years or so, it'd be oddly around the time of a probation violation. You know what I mean? Now, for me, I'm thinking of what would, I'm trying to give Meg some kind of a benefit of the doubt of telling the truth, right? And if she's being truthful, what I'm trying to understand is what would have been image damaging. Because let's keep it real. Let's call a spade a spade. Megan Thee Stallion from Houston, Dallas, Texas. She was a stripper before she hit the big time limelight in entertainment and rap. Am I right or am I wrong? I'm pretty sure everyone assumed that the way that she got in cahoots with Carl Crawford in 1501 and on up through the ranks, I'm pretty sure everybody assumed she getting that pussy up, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much, unfortunately, that's how we view the large, very large majority of women in the entertainment space. Now, maybe it's not like that, but from what we understand and know and all of that, whether it's like that, we know a lot of the people in big places, they use that power trip and play that game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what would have been image damaging by us finding out that she had sex with Tory Lanez and Kelsey also? I mean, in this day and age, hell, they could have turned that into some OnlyFans content, like a finesse 2 times and what's y'all name is Suge. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what was making up the, you know what I mean? Making up a story to protect. That doesn't really make sense to me. Cause what was she gonna lose? So I don't know. How does that put my story? If I don't believe that it was a point in making up a story to keep, because I guess she took her career more important than I do. But that part isn't adding up to me, man. I don't see the point and the purpose in putting that man in jail for 10 years in order to keep people from knowing one extra dude you fuck. But I guess chicks have done, crazier things. You know what I'm saying? But when we look at it, bro, it doesn't make sense to do that. But then I guess you can say, well, if we're looking at it in a situation where Megan is, protect my image and show that, won't know everybody won't know him out here just throwing his ass in a circle. And then I got to choose between my friend Kelsey, who I just beat up and that tried to shoot and kill me, or this guy Tory Lanez, who is just out here fucking on all of us. I mean, damn. And maybe she made the choice that, hey, Tory Lanez is more, I guess it'll be, you could get a lot of momentum behind that. You know what I'm saying? Out here where they swear everything is so misogynistic and all that. Oh, the man taking advantage of a rapper, rich guy taking advantage of a woman, think he can do what he want to do and get away with it and all that. You know what I'm saying? I could see that maybe being played into it because I saw a video from Torey. Where he was, this was before he was locked up, and he said something to the effect that a couple of days after the incident, Rock Nation called him and told him it would be in his best interest to not say anything. You know what I mean? And he's speaking is like, well, that was the start of the railroad. You know what I mean? But I just can't make any sense out of her making that story up. Although I'm not saying, nah, man, it sounds dumb for her to make up so that dude. Obviously, no, because the evidence we're looking at looks like she stepped on glass. But I'm just trying to find the logic, and the only one that I can find in it, man, is that, like I say, she had to make the choice of, you know, who to keep out of trouble. And I guess the only route, because I never heard an explanation on why would Tory Lanez shoot Megan Thee Stallion. First of all, you know what I'm saying? He done fucked everybody in the car. He ain't mad at nothing. You know what I'm saying? Why would he get so mad to shoot Megan? Like, come on, bro. It never made sense. But, and okay. And then on the other side of this thing, I mean, did Torey have a bad rep out here where people wanted to see him out of here? I don't think he did. You know what I'm saying? It was a really messy case, bro. And from what we looking at, what we hearing this guy say out here in the full frontal, out here in the public, it seems that the story that the streets heard has got some legs to it. You know what I mean? I know Meg is out there living her best life these days. She got her NBA baller for a boyfriend. I don't know if they on their way to getting married or what have you, but I would imagine if if Torey is on his way home, you know, I'd probably hesitate about you know, joining into a holy matrimony with her, because I think that the fire is gonna turn up. I'm pretty sure Torey's gonna come out here on a rampage, you know what I mean? And it's looking like it's some bullshit to the story, man. I don't know if they're gonna have another trial or he gonna be able to get out on the technicality or what have you, but it really looked shaky from the start, man. People had questions about this thing, and with what he came out and said today, this fella, about what the bodyguard put him up on game with. Yeah, look like we may have some furniture moving around. You dig what I'm saying? But I thought that was something interesting to bring here to my people, man. And y'all keep your lookers on, man. See what's happening with this thing. And as the updates come, I will keep it coming. And until then, pause. It's be straight like that. How about?
Now what's the word, Captain? I think I caught you lacking. There are 9 more layers that this hell's packing.